What is going on, everyone? DSP here, and welcome to the first episode
What's going on?
of AssFucKing for 2017. This is my bi-monthly Q&A show where every 2 months or so, I take all of your questions that have been submitted.
You guys do this monthly. Bi-monthly is fucking stupid.
As well as questions that you submitted on my Twitter, and I pick basically the best ones. Not necessarily they're better or worse than other questions, but questions that I feel that number one, I could give you informed answers on, or number two, maybe I can entertain you with my answers. All right.
Whatever.
So if you missed out this time, maybe you didn't know about the show beforehand, and you want to know how you can post
get into the patron
next episode, go to thekingofhate.com/forum. Excuse me, I think it's /forum, or just go to the
Look, Mommy, I'm a cowboy
tab, click on it, and there's already a thread there. Under my series section, you'll see Ask the King. There's a thread there for the next episode, which is to be aired in April. I'm not exactly sure when yet, because I actually was looking at early April, and it looks like it's going to be very busy with Persona 5 and a few other releases. So I'm thinking maybe mid to late April.
Oh, it's going to be delayed till May.
Just because it is early 2017 right now.
Oh, no.
They're starting to get release dates. I didn't want to promise a certain date, and the next thing you
yeah,
know, there's tons of games happening.
I'm done eating.
But it will happen in April, okay? Now, outside of the forums, like I said, the day of, you can actually post up on my Twitter, and a bunch of people did. Posted up on my Twitter, and I posted questions for today's episode.
Twitter.
Here's all the questions, by the way.
My tweeter.
Well, also, if you want to be sure,
where you can get blocked for saying Street Fighter 5 is a fun game,
you can pledge to my Patreon, which you can see right there, the link below. Check it out at patreon.com/darksidephil. And we have a few people who actually did that, and we'll get their questions answered right away at the beginning of this week's month's episode. Now, in addition, you can also get thank yous for being a patron here on this show. This is the show where I do it every other month for verbal thank yous, and I've got more.
This just makes me remember why I always skip the beginning when I do these. I do a video,
especially with all the crap that's been going on with YouTube recently. Ad revenues are terrible, views are plummeting, and of course YouTube won't explain any of it and claims it's not their fault, even though obviously it is. So it is what it is.
Fuck you, YouTube.
Isn't he supposed to be thanking all of his patrons, right? And people that...
Oh, yeah, but I mean...
That's what he's doing.
He has a shit on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh,
no, like the thing, like the thank you, like the name shout-outs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's in part 2, I think.
Oh, okay.
This is just the beginning where it's like...
bitching about the fucking same shit from a couple days ago. So
yeah. Well, he always starts like each Ask the King with saying like, "Oh, this is where you can pledge. This is plugs." Yeah. So,
I want to say thank you to everyone who has supported me via Patreon.
Thanks for the money, dummies.
I love doing stuff for YouTube in general, and you guys and gals are some of the major reason why I still get to do this as a job. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's get started. Each part of this show ends up being around 30 to 45 minutes. Typically, it ends up being 3 parts. So this is part 1. Definitely check out this channel for parts 2 and 3, which will probably be uploaded right after this one. Okay.
Or in this case,
let's do the Patreon questions. Yeah. Actually pledge to my Patreon, who are going to get their questions answered right here on the show. All right.
Snort.
First off, this question.
Yeah, I think this process lasts because
it's right on target with what I was just talking about. So he says, "Hey Phil, glad everything's going well with your Patreon recently, and I hope that the support is continued until YouTube can finally get their shit together and figure out what the hell's going on."
He did not fucking say that. Bullshit.
Wait, 4 parts?
I don't know. 4 parts.
I saw 3 parts,
He
but
said 3 parts. He's uploading 3 parts. Not 4 parts. He's like thinking 3 or 4 parts because he's gonna talk forever. But
question is regarding.
It's coming from the guy who likes the sound of his own voice.
Backup plan if things don't go as planned. If things don't go well and the current business doesn't really sustain.
Backup plan.
What kind of occupation would you consider going into, especially considering your past education? I'd like you to go in depth about what you've specialized in the past as well as what you studied in college. Well.
But he did everything, though. Come on.
I'm not going to get into what I did at college, guys. I'm not going to get into that, because I probably didn't fucking go to college. Watch him say that, too.
At some point. College, I was actually doing computer science. Now, keep in mind, I was
These
going
pauses,
to college studying in university, starting in the year...
Oh, whatever. Yeah. Okay, you were there for computer science, then business. Okay, whatever.
And in the year 2000, that was right about the time when the tech industry... the internet industry was at its biggest. This was before the bubble had burst. So if you were going to college, like everyone, I'm not even kidding you, everyone, every college counselor.
But he claims he has a degree in business.
Go to computer science, study computer science, do computer science.
So
I started out as a freshman doing computer science. I did this for a whole year.
They did business.
I ended up actually, even into my sophomore year, doing computer science. And then two things happened. Number one, the bubble burst, meaning the whole industry collapsed from under itself.
What?
And basically, there were no jobs for people who were studying computer science anymore. And I was like, oh shit, well, that's not good. And then number two, the program at my college, my university that taught computer science was terrible.
That
they had
sounds
one
like bullshit.
who was responsible for all of the critical classes, and he was one of the worst teachers I've ever had in my life. Now, to give you some perspective,
blaming somebody else. Remember, guys. Remember. When DSP was in college, this was a guy who has said he would have parties nonstop in his fucking dorm room, and have fucking alcohol and shit like that, and almost got in trouble because somebody in the fucking party had weed. This dude who is shitting on his fucking teacher for being quote unquote the worst teacher he's ever had, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
No, Jackie, it's because the teacher told him to have that party, and then the teacher brought the weed.
Like, get the fuck out of here, Phil. Get out of here with that shit.
I'd always excelled in school at every subject ever.
Oh, you can't pronounce words. You can't pronounce words and shit. Fuck off.
You don't even know how to use a fucking map. Get the fuck out. Seriously. Fucking idiot.
School or elementary school,
excelled.
high school, and every other subject in college, except for the computer science class where I was getting like C's.
I
wonder why.
Yeah, sure.
I wonder why.
He just was not good. He was one of those guys. He was a brainiac. He was good at doing it, but not good at teaching it.
Oh,
he was the only
what?
teacher I complained
Fuck out of here.
That doesn't make any
Nothing would
fucking
be
sense.
done. And
Pause,
after
please.
About a year.
You guys can pause too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna blame my teacher because it's not my fault that I have a bad teacher.
He's a fucking nerd. That's
I know
why.
he tried to do his job, but he's a terrible teacher.
Dude, he fucking hates nerds. Every single time he talks about a nerd, he fucking says they don't know shit, but they know things, but they don't know shit. It's like, what? No. If they're good at computer science, they're probably good at teaching it. It's just you fucking suck, Phil.
Yeah.
Jeez, like, it is what it is.
Yeah. I think we should pause, like, when we really need to be honest.
Okay.
And a half of studying computer
Because
science. I saw the
this is
jobs were going away,
fucking,
and
it's
people
gonna
were
take
terrible
forever.
teachers. Anyway, I said,
Definitely
I'm going to get out of this. So I switched over to a business major.
Yeah.
Now, it was a general business major at first, so I learned a lot of marketing, accounting, finance, management, all that kind
Everything
of stuff.
you suck at.
And then I decided to focus in on a finance specialist.
I'm an adult, though.
A lot more investment classes, accounting classes, this kind
All
of
right.
stuff.
You suck at.
So my actual university degree is a Bachelor of Science with a specialist or a focus, a major in finance.
Okay.
Problem was when I got out of college, guess what? There was no jobs in the finance field. What you needed to do was either know someone in the industry or you needed to get a really bad job that had nothing to do with the finance industry and try to work your way up, or you needed to take unpaid internships where you had to work anywhere from 6 months to like 3 years.
You were supposed to do the internship during your college years.
In order to get your foot in the door and
Whatever.
eventually get an entry-level job in some kind of an investment firm. Guess what? I couldn't do that because I wasn't rich. Sorry,
You need to be
I'm not
rich to
filthy
do
rich.
fucking
My parents
internships?
weren't rich. They couldn't pay my way for 3 years, pay my bills, pay my college loans, which, by the way, I had college loans after getting out.
He can't pay his bills. Not like now, right? Huh? Okay, get the fuck out.
Hey,
That the
upgrade to
whole
the
thing
next.
was bullshit.
You upgrade to the next best thing. A crippling debt.
A lot of debt in my name that I had to take care of, and I had to work. Now, how am I going to do a full-time unpaid internship while also working? Not going to happen. So what ended up happening is once I got out of college, I ended up getting one of those kind of low-level, entry-level jobs at a mortgage place called Wells Fargo Financial. Come to find out, the place that I worked at ended up being a predatory lender, meaning that this business would actually actively seek out people with bad credit and try to give them loans at incredibly high loan to value.
So this is what he was talking about. He's a loan shark. Mm-hmm. I remember he was talking about this quite a while ago. I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember what it was, but I remember him saying, like, seeking out people with bad credit, and he'd fuck people over with bad credit. The irony of this is amazing. And it's probably come to bite him in his fucking ass.
Bad karma.
Bad fucking karma. So he was the one who brought the bat around to people's houses just to...
Oh, just imagine this fucking fat fuck being for your door. I need the money, buddy. Okay.
$1 a month.
Just the irony of how this dude worked for Wells Fargo mortgage place or whatever, seeked out people with bad credit, people already in bad situations and going to be in, worse situations afterwards. And now he's having the same problem. Pretty funny.
Who would have thought?
Which is very bad. It's a very bad thing, immoral thing to do, because obviously these people got bad credit for some reason. Either it was something went wrong in their life, medical bills.
Who knows? Maybe they started an 8-year career on YouTube and fucked themselves over by buying like a fucking BMW and, a $900,000 house or some bullshit like that.
And buying fucking consoles.
And buying video games.
Their finances, they racked up their credit cards, tons of things. A million reasons why you could have bad credit. But chances are they're high risk. They're probably going to end up in that situation again. And we would do all these high loan to value loans with these people, and then they just get themselves right back into the same situation.
It was awful.
Okay. Now, the good news is that whole industry has fallen out, doesn't exist anymore. The whole industry, during that whole financial crisis that happened around 2008, destroyed itself, and those don't really exist anymore. The problem is all those poor people had their houses foreclosed upon, which is terrible. But I digress. I worked for that company for a year, and I couldn't live with myself. It was so bad. By the end of the year, I had done 2 of these high loan-to-value mortgages with people that I fucking knew their houses were going to get foreclosed on. I just knew it.
He's psychic.
I couldn't do it anymore. And I ended up quitting that job, and then I flubbed around a bit, and then I ended up at Best Buy and other jobs. Then I ended up at Helicopter Support for a while, which was the office job I had for 4 or 5 years, and then YouTube. So that's kind of my...
Oh, man, that was like a huge downgrade to go to YouTube.
All right. So, realistically, if I were to try to go get a full-time job, another kind of job, okay, then what I do for YouTube, more than likely, there'd be a couple options. The first thing would be to start talking with, for example, Boeing. There's a company right around here called Boeing, and they are an aeronautical industry. Very similar to how I used to work for Helicopter Support, which was
wasn't he just a customer service guy?
Aircraft, which is a different aeronautical industry. In fact, Boeing and Sikorsky are direct competitors in a lot of ways. Excuse me. Through some of the stuff that they do.
Someone in Freedom Chat named themselves Can't Pay My Bills.
There we go. So, what I could probably do is walk over there and say, listen, I have not been in this industry for a while. 2010 I got laid off, and I've been doing my own thing since then, because when I lived in Connecticut, there wasn't a hell of a lot going on in regards of jobs or anything. And then I moved across purposely. Number one, to better
the fucking Jackie Chan and his fucking copyright
the job industry is better over here. So I've been out of practice for a while, but I could probably jump back into a customer service / continuous improvement kind of job.
Continuous improvement.
Another aeronautical industry. So I would think maybe I would have a shot. The problem is it's a very cutthroat industry, meaning they're probably going to look for someone over me who maybe has been in the industry the entire time and didn't take time off to do their own thing. Although, honestly, I never wanted to do YouTube.
Yeah, sure
wasn't.
This
was never my intention.
Wait. I never wanted to do YouTube. This wasn't my idea of doing it. What the fuck?
Dude, that is a lie. I have a fucking suspicion, a hunch. he fucking started that YouTube channel thinking I'm gonna make money off this.
Yeah.
That is the illusion. Like, oh, I just got caught up in the machine. Fucking YouTube got me. They fucking grabbed me, forced me to do YouTube gaming, and now here I am. Fucking tied down to my fucking consoles. I have a fucking ball and chain.
I didn't want to do this in the first place. What was I supposed to do, dude? Wow.
No. And I wanted to keep an office job. It just didn't work out like that.
Wow. He didn't want to do. Oh my god! I didn't want to do YouTube to begin with. This was just a backup plan in case I got fired from the fucking
helicopter.
The helicopter office. Really?
Now look where you are, you fat ass.
Really? Okay. Well, good luck with that.
You fucking reap what you sow.
That would be one thing, one option. Go to Boeing and see if they're hiring, and try to convince them that even though I'm out of the loop, that after getting up to speed for maybe 6 a.m. and go back to that. The other thing would obviously be the gaming
you get references.
Now, obviously not being a full-time YouTuber, but maybe still. I mean, I've got such a track record of obviously being able to speak publicly, clearly.
But if he sucks at computer science, I mean,
my game reviews, how they've improved over the years, and how when I do a game review,
no, they fucking suck.
An honest opinion, but I can weigh facts and everything. You know what I mean? Like as a journalist, if I was a game reviewer or something like that, I think I could do a really good job.
Would you? Okay, anybody in chat? No. Would anybody trust this dude who, by the way, on Twitter just shit on Kotaku for quote unquote being not that good at playing video games? Would you fucking believe this dude if he gave some sort of fucking video game a score that was super fucking dumb? No, you wouldn't.
Well, just like his fucking current reviews, all the numbers are safe numbers that every other reviewer gave. Like, oh, Final Fantasy 15, give it the score that everyone else gave it. Okay, perfect.
8 out of 10. I hate
That's Guardian. I fucking hate that shit. 7 out of 10 because IGN gave it a 7, so it gotta be good.
Yeah.
It has to be there. Don't want to deal with any heat.
I love Dead Rising 4. 6 out of 10.
And then, like, dude, I was rewatching one of Tevin's old videos where he's talking about his Batman Arkham Knight review, fucking drama vlog, and that alone just sums up why he'd be a shit reviewer.
What did he say in it?
I remember, like, he said, like, oh, we're gonna compare Arkham Knight to every single game that came out that year. Like, oh, look at Assassin's Creed Unity. That got like a 7 out of 10. You can't give Arkham Knight a 7 out of 10 because that means it's on par with Assassin's Creed Unity. And it's like, that's not how it fucking works. Yeah. Like, each review has to stand on its own with that game, not like, okay, let's compare thousands of games.
Let's compare like a fucking kids game to Batman Arkham Knight or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But I don't know who in the industry would want me because I don't have a journalism degree, which is hilarious because
I don't know who would want me.
Fucking nothing. I have probably more.
Yeah, not like I have a venomous, toxic attitude towards random people.
Do it fucking full time. I've played more games. I've reviewed more games than most of them. Yet because I don't have a journalism degree, I probably won't qualify for the job, which is hilarious, right? So for me, it would have to be like an extenuating circumstance. Looking at my track record,
whatever, buddy.
And seeing how much work I've done with gaming over the past 8 years, and maybe getting my foot in.
I mean, journalism degree would help, right? But I mean, it's
But the problem is, and this is what I've been saying, honestly, for people saying, "Oh, well, Phil, if YouTube isn't working out, why don't you go get a job?" It's very simple.
The world's against me.
Jobs are not going to be high paying, especially for me.
Not high paying.
Yeah, I can't do both.
That's why you gotta. That's why you gotta fucking work, dude. You're not gonna start at a fucking job making $11 an hour or $15 an hour. That's unrealistic anywhere. Because that isn't fair to any of the other people who've worked their fucking asses off to get where they are at and making the money they're making. If some new fucking douchebag with a cowboy hat who's played video games for the last 8 years comes in and starts making the same amount of money as they are, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're like in a medical field, I could see that maybe, but I mean, this fucking I see your point. I agree with you. I see your point.
6+ years, or actually at this point it's been 7 years now that I think about it, or trying to get my foot in the door of journalism, it's not going to be like a good paying job. It's going to be entry level stuff for them. And sadly, right now,
entry level,
I'm doing YouTube full time.
Hashtag entry level.
I would have to basically try to find some kind of a magical balance where I'm still going to be able to pump out tons of YouTube content to keep paying my bills while I'm trying to get established in a new kind of job. And it probably honestly wouldn't work. It's going to end up net making me less money. And that's kind of the problem here is people,
oh, my money.
Plan? There never was one. I keep telling people that, how could I have a fallback plan? I was forced out of my job in Connecticut, laid off, and I did this as a fallback plan.
The security guard came and grabbed him out, threw him out.
Lost everything. It just so happens that in 2011 and 2012, YouTube was on a big boom for gaming, and I was seen as the
But, like, he can't just fucking do a job Monday through Friday, whatever, do games Saturday and Sunday, upload that, get money off that residual views or whatever, and then get... No, I guess that's impossible for him.
Dog of YouTube gaming, because I was always the guy that didn't...
Old dog.
Had never done anything for its cent, and all of a sudden now I really needed the help, so people came out to watch my videos and support me, and for 2 years there, things were insanely good, and then kind of the YouTube gaming bubble burst, and, saw declines after that. And, everything else is history. I'm not going to talk about the copyright strikes and shit again. But
Jackie!
There's no way a YouTube thing like this, not knowing how things would go with
you can't even not business, try to mention it.
Would go with my side of the stuff.
That's really
how
funny.
could I predict? I couldn't. How could I plan?
You're deep inside his fucking brain.
Say, why didn't Phil save up money? Well, I had to pay off all my existing debt. Remember I just mentioned all the debt I had
bed thinking off fucking Jackie Chan.
When I had all those jobs that I was jumping around, I had all that existing debt. And what I did is I took those first 2 years of YouTube to pay off all that existing debt that I had. Of course, now it sucks because now I'm right back in square one. I got all that debt back again.
Good job, you fucking idiot.
It kind of sucks. I don't even know what else to say. I love doing my job.
Left.
I don't want to stop doing this.
Yeah.
But he kept saying it did leave a few times. Oh, whatever.
It left, but it came back.
Get their act together.
They came back for fucking revenge.
Profit that people can make doing this full time, not be transparent about the changes that they make to the site, and keep fucking over content creators.
They just said whatever. Fucking it's biased.
Every major YouTuber is saying it at this point.
Yeah,
so you can't just say it's just Phil anymore. Because it's just Phil saying it. Not anymore. I said it for years. All of a sudden, the big guys started to feel the bleed, and they
Megan64 said it before him.
For years.
TBH.
Maybe because more people are using fucking ad block now. I don't know. Maybe
so anyway,
energetic
YouTube I went to massive detail.
Isn't stable.
It's
stable.
And possibly what I could do, but sadly, I don't know if it would work out. It would be a huge gamble stopping doing YouTube full time to go take the time to try to find a job, hope to get lucky and someone will give me a chance, right? And then bust my ass to basically
bust my ass
into that kind of the industry or an industry like journalism.
Man, what was that term?
It's incredibly iffy, and like I said, the kind of income I would get for not doing YouTube full time, I don't even know if I'd make it work. So there you have it. All right, so the next two questions are actually directly related, okay? And so I want to read them both together, and then I want to kind of do a collective answer, all right?
I don't think Phil's that smart to do this.
First one is from Proto, and he says, Phil, I've been a long-time viewer ever since you did your original Fallout 3 playthrough. I'm wondering, do you have any possibility of working with other YouTubers in the near future?
No.
I always like the idea of you,
cock.
SSOHPKC, collaborating, or just you and any other YouTuber.
KOCC.
Not big YouTubers.
And then
this big cack.
Person who asked a very similar question right after, Dooley2684 actually asked the following. I have a very similar question. Would you consider reaching out to famous YouTubers to do a podcast with them, for example? It would be a nice way to get more viewers. I think it would also be an effective way to show people who you really are and to counter all those negative videos that haters have made about you, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, man, sure.
This question comes up every once in a while, and I answer it pretty much the same way, and it's funny because it never really changes, right? Here's the bottom line, everyone. I don't watch YouTube videos. Say this.
He knows about him.
I don't watch YouTube videos.
He knows about him.
Yeah,
but
I'm a full-time YouTuber, but I focus on the gaming industry. I focus on my own work, and that's it. Now, here's why. Because if all day, every day, all I did was YouTube, I would probably end up hating gaming, and I would hate YouTube.
That's what you do
now. My entire life was eat, sleep, YouTube, repeat. I'd probably.
But you do that now, yeah.
You do.
Oh my god.
My work focuses on doing game playthroughs and streams and vlogs like this. But then when I'm not working, I do other stuff. I watch TV.
I watch anime.
I have silly
then I go to bed.
games that I play on.
I watch Dragon Ball Z.
Anything that I would do on YouTube.
Play around time.
That's the kind of stuff that lets me unwind. If my entire existence was YouTube, I would hate doing this. That's the bottom line. I know it because there's people, their entire life is their work.
But you're in fucking financial straits. You have to like either throw your entire body to YouTube or fucking get out.
And that's not what I would want to become. I want it to be that I can come to work every day and play games or do a vlog like this and have fun. And not necessarily be.
Dude, he wants a job where he just sits on his ass and does like the minimum.
And then in my free time, I watched more videos and I did this and did this and did this. My point is, I don't know any other bigger YouTubers.
Angry Joe.
I don't watch their videos. Yes, obviously I know PewDiePie's.
BFM.
I know who Jacksepticeye and Markiplier are. I know about Maximilian, and I know about SSOH.
Well, to your God, you can be part. You can do stuff with him.
What I mean? There's YouTubers who you're just gonna know either through association or through people referring you to them. Angry Joe is another one, huge. People talk about all the time and refer me, like I compare me to him and stuff like that. But I don't actually watch their content.
If
I'm not watching other YouTubers and I'm
but he's garbage at I mean, come on. By the way, he's human garbage.
I never got into the schmoozing kind of YouTube.
He likes to devour
money where I could go constantly be going to conventions and conferring with fans and getting that in-person popularity and getting my foot in the door. I never had that opportunity.
You had plenty of opportunities.
But he fucks it up. Like that one time where he lied about being sick and didn't go on that podcast.
Because I stopped making that much money. So because of it, I never got to that level. The thing is with people that say stuff like this, why don't you collaborate with these other big YouTubers? Why don't you...
They don't understand that I suck at networking.
Because I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm going to repeat that. I'm not a big YouTuber. I never was a big YouTuber. The most subscribers I ever had was 180,000 subscribers. Yeah, I would get hundreds of millions of views, but it was on playthroughs. It wasn't because I was this big figurehead on YouTube where I could make a video and
remember Aggie plays
views on a video. Very everyone pay any attention like that. Okay, so I think
that turned out very well.
I was never on that level where I had
so
much money and free time because I was so rich
Respect the pack
that I could do this kind of shit. I never got there. All right, I just didn't. So it's funny because the question is, will I ever collaborate with other bigger YouTubers? Why would they do that? I mean, I'm being honest here. Why would
maybe they might like you if you talk to them more?
And makes six figures,
maybe if you did
500,000 or more a year. Why would they want to do anything with me?
Yeah,
I'm a little guy. I've always been.
I'm a little guy.
Not just a little guy.
I really don't hold a lot of influence when it comes to YouTube. I can't go attend events or do anything where our fan bases could really cross over. Let's face it. If I have 180,000 subs, so let's say, for example, I don't know. Let's say, Angry Joe wants to do a crossover with me, right? What incentive does he have? What's he going to get? A few thousand?
But like, they're not going to come to you, Phil. You have to go to them.
There's also the negative stigma that follows me around, which is preposterous because I'm such a small YouTuber. Why the hell do I have this negative following?
There's no time, dude.
Honest people out there. I don't sugarcoat everything. I don't hide my personal life from you guys. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't
also,
like
please tell us why you're going to be gone for a few weeks or whatever. Tell us.
Which I've never been. But I digress. That's not the subject here. What incentive does Angry Joe have to ever do a collaboration with me? Why would he probably doesn't want to touch me with a 10-foot fucking pole?
Yeah,
because he knows that everywhere I go, this negative element follows.
You're a piece of shit.
Not that I can help it at this point, but that's just the reality of things. So, would I like to do a collaboration? I mean, what would we do? Maybe a co-op playthrough with someone like SSKC or stream or co-op review. I mean, would it be awesome for me? Of course.
I like how he keeps mentioning these other YouTubers are obviously better than him.
I do
more often.
It's just that people don't realize it and or don't want to talk about it because it's not another bigger YouTuber. So, for example, just this past week, I did a full gameplay stream with Venomous Fat Man. He's
Venomous Fat Man,
a longtime fan who's now broken into the gaming industry. He's a gaming journalist. He writes stuff for IGN.
Oh yeah, he's a freelancer. Sure he does.
Oh my god! Enough of this fucking fat ass.
That journalist.
Dude, just fucking get a room already. Leave Leanna for Venomous Fat Man.
Worked very hard and he's doing a good job, right?
But he's into Fat Man.
Collab right there. Full 3+ hours where we did gameplay together. But no one mentions that, right? How many times have I now done some co-op kind of stuff? With my friend Brian, who has his own YouTube channel.
Brian.
And he's into fighting.
Who's Brian?
Every once in a while, he'll join us for other kinds of stuff. He just joined us to do Battlefield over Christmas.
I don't know.
Let's talk about that. Why? Because these aren't big YouTubers. So
because you don't interact with them, dude.
co-op or collaboration.
That's why.
But not with someone who's like a normal size, and you don't with a huge YouTuber. And the answer right now, quite frankly, no. It's not going to happen.
Who the fuck's Brian?
You're going to convince a bigger YouTuber to do basically charity work. To do,
God, I didn't know who Brian is. He is some guy who is who does things on websites.
Collab with me for?
Who the fuck is Theo?
What is the incentive unless they're doing charity?
Who the fuck is he? Get the fuck out of here!
For them, they're going to focus on bigger or better, or they're not. If they're not
who the fuck is Jackie Chan?
Bust their ass, or
who's Wolf Engine?
Go out of their way to do anything with me.
Who's Aurora Spencer?
Now, Dooley actually said, what about a podcast? A couple people have contacted me about being on podcasts.
Got them.
Right, over the years. At one point, it was easy. I could just jump on Skype and get on a podcast and talk, and it was easy. But about 2.5 years ago, actually, it was early 2015, someone got a hold of my IP. And basically, DOS attacked me for about 6 months. On and off.
6 months?
On and off. It took me...
I thought it was like 2 days.
Now he's paranoid about
because my ISP, sadly, most ISPs in the United States are not equipped for this kind of shit. It took me 2 months to get the issue resolved and get a new IP and all of that. The bottom line is, I can't risk having my IP leaked ever again. Ever.
Also your IP, though. It's okay.
And to be on a podcast...
Everyone loves it.
Everyone. I've been contacted in the past year by 3 different podcasts. I'm not kidding you. I'm not going to call them out or anything. 3 different podcasts. They all want me to go on Skype. I said, I can't go on Skype.
Why?
Skype is insecure. Even though people claim there's all these securities,
Oh my
3
God.
times people
What?
told me it's
This
safe.
fucking guy.
I found a way.
Discord,
What?
you fuck.
Okay, 3 people have asked him to be on podcast. I'm sure these people have bigger channels than Phil. Somewhat. What would they have to gain leaking DSP's IP address or some gay shit like that and getting him DDoSed or something like that? They probably don't give a fuck. Alright? They probably don't even do that shit.
And just imagine, like, those people are also going to be spreading that around to everyone's like, hey, don't fucking talk to Phil. He's going to be very picky about where he goes on to talk with you. I mean, it's just not worth a fucking risk. Or the annoyance. It's like you're going to a restaurant and someone's like, I'm a vegan. I can't eat here. It's like, motherfucker, fine. We'll go somewhere else. And you have to, like, find the perfect restaurant for everyone.
You made him paranoid, Jackie. Good job. I guess so. I guess he's scared as fuck or some shit like that.
Yeah. You never know. You could shoot him at some random point in time. Phone calls again, dude.
To find my own IP through Skype. Let me put it that way. It's very easy to get someone's IP over Skype if you know their name. It's that simple. And 3 times I've been contacted to be on a podcast.
We've known DSP's name for a long ass time. Phil Burnell. We know where you live. We know your name. Unless your name's not Phil Burnell.
And I said, sure, but can I call in on my phone because Skype is insecure?
Discord.
Like, I don't understand. Everyone does Skype. I said, but you don't understand the situation. People get my IP from this stuff, and then I can't do my business. So if
how do other people get
actually doing my business and paying my bills or being on your podcast? I choose doing my business. But I'd like to call in. And 3 times I was told, we'll get back to you, and I never heard from them again.
Probably because they think
so
you're
apparently
fucking
people think I'm
nuts.
like bullshitting when I say, I can't be on Skype. No, it's the truth. Being on Skype is incredibly fucking risky for me. And other people say, well, there's other ways around it. You could be on this and this. But that's what I mean. These podcasts
Discord.
on Skype, and they just can't understand or fathom.
Oh my
that
God.
can't use Skype.
What's Discord, dude?
And I kind of get that. Most people don't get fucking DDoS attacked for 6 months straight, but that's the life that I live.
Have you been
you might
when
say,
was that?
Geez,
that
Phil,
was last year, right?
The first question today, why can't you get
Has
a
that
job
ever happened
outside
again?
of what you're doing?
No.
Well, it's mostly because I've been out of the industry for 6 years, and I don't really have any kind of experience recently with any other kind of job. And if I get a job, I won't be able to pay my bills.
Deja vu.
Income. Well, Phil, then one of the solutions would be to collab with a bigger YouTuber.
He's repeating what he said about his fucking job.
For them to ever do it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta go apparently.
Podcast. Well, I can't be on a podcast because I can't. Be on
it was
Skype.
great. It was great being here with you.
You
Fine gentlemen.
seeing the pattern here? You know what I mean?
out.
Like, people come up with these solutions.
Happy birthday.
Phil, you should do this and this.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone on the fucking Freedom Chat, you worthless humans.
I would love to.
For the birthday wishes.
Run out and get a full-time job that would pay me anyway, half of what I make on YouTube, guaranteed, okay? And would be a steady, consistent job.
We have a double commentary.
This is a pipe dream. This is a fantasy. Doesn't exist. Just the risk of me trying to go out and get at the time investment to try to get a job and bust my ass to try to do it would mean I can't do YouTube full time anymore, which means I can't pay my bills. Okay? I know big YouTubers don't want to collab with me. I haven't really brought this up ever. I'll bring it up now. I'd say about a year and a half ago, I really strongly wanted to do a charity stream. I wanted to do a charity marathon stream that would run about 12 hours long during the summertime when things were slow.
When was this?
Wait, what?
Can somebody in the fucking chat fact check this shit? I never heard of this shit. He really wanted to do a charity stream in the summer when everything was dead. A year and a half ago?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember him ever talking about this. He said he can't do marathon streams because of my back.
My back. Oh, no.
So, summer 2015. I never heard of this.
I never heard of it either.
Summer of 2015. He told me on Nazi Chat he wants to do a Sonic charity stream. Okay. I never heard anything about that, like, ever. He never said anything about it, you know. I'm pretty sure. On stream or anything else. So, and it kind of sounds like bullshit, to be honest, because, I don't know. I think it's bullshit, so.
Okay.
Smart.
This was a time period when I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of views or anything on the stuff that I was doing regardless. And if I did a charity event, maybe a marathon where I run through a game from start to finish, that would get a lot of attention and to get people pledging to charity. Now, what I wanted to do some co-op segments with bigger YouTubers. And I contacted 3 bigger YouTubers than me, okay? And some of them people know have relations and some don't or whatever. And I said, if I were to do a charity stream, would you consider showing up? Maybe just saying hello? Would you consider maybe doing some co-op? And out of the 3 people I contacted, only 2 responded, and both of them said no. They basically said, listen, we're busy with our own stuff, and if we're going to do our own charity stuff, we'll do our own. Now, I don't believe that. I believe that those people actually, I'm going to be honest here.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Around me, and they said that they didn't want to do it.
Why can't you just do the charity stream on your own accord?
Out
of the kindness of your heart.
5 minutes to try to do something with charity, okay?
I guess that's not enough for them.
If they want to do charity with me, why on earth are they going to do
shit. What the fuck did I just do?
You paused it?
No, I did something in my chair or something.
Oh.
I don't even know. Who the fuck would want to do charity with this dude? Like,
I have no idea.
I fucking wouldn't. Like, good lord. I don't trust this fucking dude.
Other kind of collaboration, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. It sucks. I wish that I was in a situation where I had all these options, right? And all this flexibility. I have none of that. I'm in a situation where I've always been. I'm kind of alone. I'm an island on YouTube. I don't have people who come out to support me. I can't do collaborations. No one's going to promote me. I'm my own guy. And I kind of got to live with that. If anything, I would love to do more collaborations with other people who aren't huge YouTubers, you know? But it's funny because I do them and people just act like I don't or it didn't happen, right? Even though it does. People like to pretend, oh, well, he didn't do a big one with a big YouTuber, therefore it doesn't count. And that's ridiculous, you know? Because that's what it is. It seems like everyone just wants upward motion constantly, and you just forget about everyone else. That's ridiculous.
But if he didn't do the charity, then he didn't do it.
Oh my God, Phil was real with people on Ask the King. Terrible. He's awful. He didn't sugarcoat the answers, right? He didn't fucking say, kiss everyone's ass or whatever, so now he's a horrible person. Why do you think that air of negativity follows me? Because immature kids. The world is black and white, and if someone actually tells it like it is, that they're a bad person rather than just trying to be real with you. Whatever. That's, I guess, what I'm going to live with for the rest of my life. All right, the next question, this is actually the final patron question, then we'll get on to the forum questions. Hey, Phil, your announcement last night on stream was very exciting because you talked about how you're going to allow fans to basically submit fun montages to you. Even though I'm sure someone might try to, do the wrong thing and maybe
sabotage it.
You're at least trying to do something different and positive for your community.
Oh, no. Don't sabotage his program, no.
With their viewers and stuff like that. So that's from Brightside Viking. Now, first of all, you may not have any idea what he's talking about because this was something I announced yesterday on pre-stream.
About the cock.
I haven't really mentioned publicly.
The cock.
But I'm glad that he brought it up because now I can actually address it here on Ask the King. So it's funny because last year I started a new channel on YouTube called KO Gaming.
KO Gaming.
If you've been following that channel, this channel is for edited style content. There's no raw gameplay on KO Gaming like DSP Gaming. That's all that channel is. KO Gaming is a channel where you're going to see reviews, countdowns, year-end series, montages, and the like. Now, admittedly, in 2016, I focused more on reviews than anything else. I really found myself not having the time to do the montages, because I'll give you some perspective here. This past January, I played Dark Souls. I did a redemption run where I legitimately went through the game, and for the most part, even though I need a little bit of help here and there, for the
a little help here. Can I pause here?
Yeah, go ahead.
A little help, he says. According to one specific that I don't play, he looked at the chat nearly 3,000 fucking times. I would say not nearly. More like fucking all the time.
Now, because
Come
I had
on.
very good luck with the weapon drops and stuff, and
He's
number
lying.
two, because I knew the game. I'd played all the future installments. I was able to know the combat engine and do very well in the game compared to my previous run, which was a fucking terrible mess. Okay. Since I started playing the game, the moment I started, people were like, "Are you going to do a montage for KO Gaming? Because we would love to just see the funniest moments or your death, maybe a death montage or something like that. We don't have 20 to 30 hours to watch the whole Raw thing, although we'll tune in when we have a chance." To which I responded, if I have time, great. Now look what's happened. Finished up finished up Dark Souls, had to finish up my Zelda playthrough because I didn't want that lingering. Resident Evil came out, so now I played Resident Evil. Now people want me to do Yakuza, so I start doing that. Guess what? It's February already. And this is the situation I always find myself in. People want me to constantly be putting out new gameplay content, but then they also want the montage. I'm like, but when am I going to do the montage? If I'm playing all the games, reviewing all the games, doing this stuff, when do I have the time to go through a 20 to 30 hour long playthrough?
Stop watching movies.
Stop watching together. The answer is I don't.
Stop.
And that's the problem that I'm finding is people want
games like
more
Yakuza.
from me than I can provide. They want their cake. Right? They want the raw playthrough and the raw streams daily, but then they want the montage too. It's like, well, I can't do everything.
Stop watching movies.
If you really want that, you want it from me, I'm going to have to significantly cut down on the amount of games that I play. So, for example, right now in February, there's 4 to 5 new games. I'd have to play like 2 and only do 2 playthroughs so that I could get these montages out. Now, most people don't want that. And the bottom line is if I did that, I probably would go out of business because people are tuning in to see all the new stuff.
Yeah, you could do the montages like when he wakes up.
Videos, and then I won't make enough money to keep this
What the fuck does he do in the morning anyway?
So,
sleep.
Nothing. A couple people during the month of January who actually contacted me and said, Phil, we're loving your return to Dark Souls. We'd like to know if you're going to do a montage. And basically I went back to them honestly. I was like, I would like to, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. And these people said, well, listen, we'll do it for you. We'd like to take our own takes at what we could do. Now, one person basically said they kind of wanted to do, how can I put, like the, what is the word I'm looking for? Why can't I, it's at the tip of my tongue.
This is how you don't play?
Basically a run through of every death. Every time I died, over
a fail montage.
Playing Dark Souls in January, they wanted to do a montage of the deaths. Okay, and I said that sounds
great. Like this, I don't play.
I'd rather do a video where it has maybe some more stylized stuff, maybe some overlays and stuff, where it kind of highlights some of the funnier moments of the playthrough rather than just the raw deaths. Some of the funnier moments. Yeah, the deaths are going to be some of those, but there's also other funny stuff that happened, my commentary, and hilarious things that happened during the gameplay. And of course, there's a lot of build-up and stuff. You need context, not just raw deaths. So they wanted to do that. I said, sure. And then there was another person who said they wanted to take the crack at it, okay? So for the past
I want to
few
make a
weeks,
montage of every time DSP
and
snorted
I just got my first submission last night. and it was great. It's actually the person who worked on the deaths montage, and it's about 25 minutes. So just think about that: a 20+ hour playthrough condensed to 25 minutes of all the deaths, and they actually did include, for example, if there was a boss that I died 1,000,000 times to, they included when I did beat the boss, and they put some nice music in there and stuff like that. Really good, basic, but really
like
good.
it does I don't play.
Into it. This wasn't something that was like, oh, I worked on an hour and it's done. No, they probably spent some upwards of 20, 30 hours rewatching the whole thing, finding every death, editing it together.
As much as you want sugar, I got pause. Hold on. As much as you can sugarcoat the fact that you're trying to mass this as your own this I don't play montage, like collection, like whatever the fuck, it's still a fucking this I don't play, no matter how you paint it. So it's like, admit it, dude. Admit it.
That's great.
Yo.
Now, the other person, actually,
here's Breezy.
Contacted me and said they're going to have theirs shortly. They'll have something for me, and I'm curious to see what they've come up with.
A replacement.
So, the point I'm making here.
What did Theo leave?
Start a new initiative
Yes.
for KO Gaming, where people who watch my gameplay and they really like what
you guys are doing the
can make a montage.
You guys doing the other one, the Thanksgiving one?
Nope, we're doing the new one.
No.
There's going to be quality standards, all right?
Did you do the new one before?
A lot of people eager to do it, but then you might get people who are so
what you were doing the older one then, around like what 6 o'clock?
And it's not going to be very good.
Yeah.
Understand?
Oh, cool. So I didn't miss anything. All right, I was worried I was going to miss something.
Remember when people used to do all those musical remixes? Okay. It started out that a couple people.
I'm not
really
eating tacos, code, y'all. I just got home.
Wanted to get in on it. And I ended up getting dozens of submissions.
I'm not hungry anyway, and plus,
a lot of them just weren't very good. And
we have the stuff, but I'm not doing that.
Kind of be unfair.
Let's see. Well, you guys are on the first part.
And we're really good at it. All right.
All right.
So understand, I'm looking for people who have the time and want to do it.
Oh, that's nice. You upload them part 2, part 1, part 3.
To make fan-made montages and submit them to me. I'll watch them if I like them and I think
what timestamp are you guys at right now?
I'll put them on KO.
34:40.
A lot of closing information for that person. So, for example, this person who did the death montage, what I'm going to do is take their video, but put my own intro on it, saying, welcome to KO Gaming, and this is the beginning of the KO Community Creations series, where people who like my stuff and like my raw playthroughs can do this kind of montage style. This one is from so-and-so.
That's what I posted.
Check out their YouTube channel here. They put out this kind of video over there, and if you like this, you're probably going to like what they put out over there, so go check it out. So it's basically free promotion on a channel that has over 20,000 subs. Videos on this channel regularly get anywhere from 5 to 10,000 views minimum. Okay, that's kind of the advantage of you doing a montage for KO Gaming. All right, so that's kind of how.
That's cool.
I'm looking forward to maybe getting 1 or 2 more submissions for Dark Souls, and once I do, I'm going to do a series of maybe once every couple days, put out a new Dark Souls style montage for KO Gaming. Some people have said, when are you going to start? When are you going to start? Soon. I don't want to do it immediately because right now I'm already working on a video for KO Gaming. It's kind of Resident Evil 7 in and out of VR, which is
that pointless video that he's making.
Get the best experience out of Resident Evil 7. That's the next thing.
Yeah, I'm sure no one's done that already.
Gaming, but maybe a day or 2 after I release that video, I'll start releasing the
I gotta get
stuff.
1 million views like my Homefront video.
So, if you're interested in
clickbait powers activate
creations, there's various ways you can contact me. I would say don't tweet me because I get too many tweets. You can email me, darksideful@gmail.com, or you can send me a PM on my forums on thekingofhate.com. Those are probably the 2 best ways. Let me know what you're thinking of doing, okay? Run it by me first. Don't just do it and then send it to me. And I'm like, run it by me first. Let me know what you're thinking of doing. I mean, just think of the stuff I've done recently.
Just make what
Zelda,
you want to fucking make.
Ocarina of Time, Resident Evil 7, right? There's stuff that I've done. Potential there.
And then use the don't play title.
In particular, if you're looking for free promotion for your own stuff, this is a great way to get it, okay?
Yeah.
Contact me. Let me know. We'll talk about it. And I'm hoping this will be something new and different. Imagine if KO Gaming this year has these.
We use his Hotmail in current year. Phil does.
First impressions videos, comparison videos, that kind of stuff from me, but also has community submitted montages all the time. That channel could thrive, like explode. But we're going to see how it works out, all right? It's like Brightside Viking just said, there's potential people could abuse it. It's true. Someone could be a dick and say, I'm going to make a montage. Okay, they make a great montage, I put it on there, and then they try to do a false copyright strike or something. Good news is YouTube really has put better protections in when it comes to these false copyright strikes.
Then why were you
so I don't think it's going to be an issue, and I am going to try to screen people before they submit this stuff. It's not going to be just some guy I never heard of, never seen him in stream chat, never posted on the forums. I don't know who the hell they are. Wants to do a montage.
A little suspect.
Okay, so we'll see. But anyway, that's the new initiative that Brightside Viking is talking about. Now, he says, could there be other things going on? Could you start using Discord and stuff? Baby steps.
Use Discord, you
right now,
fuck.
One of the other major things I'm going to institute, that's a brand new thing that I never did before, the Twitch and Chill streams. Remember I did a big Twitch and Chill marathon a couple weeks back?
No, I completely forgot about that.
People showed up to watch the stream. People watched the videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
in particular, people
they
really
watched
like
it.
this interactive style stream.
I'm
thinking I'm going to do it once a month, at least. And in particular, I see that in the month of February, all right, there's actually some slow time. Excuse me. Probably around the third week of February. So when things start to slow down, I'm probably going to schedule a day. Oh, my stream today is going to be an interactive Twitch and Chill stream where we're going to do more Jackbox, and maybe we'll do more Choice Chamber and stuff like that. I think it could be well. So right
Choice
now,
Chamber is
the things I'm doing,
terrible.
more interaction with viewers and more kind of interactivity. Twitch and
just
Chill,
do something new.
Community creations program. In the future, would I consider setting up even more? Yes. But let's not.
And no one likes repetition.
Because I do still have to maintain
baby
my upload
steps.
schedule. I still got to keep everything going. I don't want something to suffer and fall back on and not be good because I'm focusing on so many other efforts.
But you know what?
Right?
You know what this sounds like? You really want to know what that sounds like? It sounds like fan appreciation. That's exactly what that is. The Twitch and Chill stream marathon shit is fan appreciation now. It's not a new thing.
Yeah, it's just under a different name because
it's a different name.
Sounds so much different. It makes it more exciting.
So
no. Oh man.
Now let's get one or two more questions in, then we'll take a break. And then I'll come back with part 2. Okay. All right. So now we're on to the forum questions. We're through all the Patreon questions. Let's get to the forum questions. All right. So this is actually a double question from Planet Jeff. He had 2 really good questions. Excuse me. Ugh. I have this tickle in my throat that's not going away.
Okay. Good to know.
Let's get through both of his questions.
Better take a sip.
Really good. Okay. So first question, he says, Phil, in regards to some of your recent changes. Number 1, with your streaming move to Twitch, now with 2 different supporter revenue streams because you have a Patreon, which
he's wearing this like a fucking badge at this point.
Twitch, obviously people are subbing and they are doing cheers with bits and stuff on my Twitch streams. Could you do a segment on how we can support you best?
Oh my god!
To get the best bang for your buck.
This again.
The answer might also depend on what type of.
I don't want to listen to him.
Watch your playthroughs.
Talk about Patreon all the time.
Streams due to work.
This is a stupid fucking question.
I hate it.
Insert another complaint about I can't do PayPal because of tax filing.
Or someone else who primarily watches your live streams, there may be different.
Streaming
to that
Patreon or Twitch.
All right, let me answer this question first because he has a second question.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
apparently
he's all the
20-minute
Phil,
fucking
how can I help? How can I support you? Because you have so many ways now, right?
Yeah.
There's 3 main
Probably
ways.
streaming in like half an hour from now.
Watch the videos on YouTube and watch my live streams. That's the primary way. If you want to go above and beyond just being a viewer.
MK, you said you're going to stream like
fuck you.
There's the link.
Fuck your Patreon.
Self-explanatory. Yeah. There's all these different pledge levels.
Fuck your everything else.
To a monthly goal as well. Yeah. All good stuff on Patreon. All right. With Patreon, I get the vast majority
and taxes
of what is pledged. So, let's say you pledge $10, I'll probably get like $9 of that. Okay, they're really good. The only fees that they take out, number 1, they take out a small processing fee for anyone who uses a credit card because it exists, so they have to do that. And number 2, they take out a very small operational cost fee. It's not like they're making tons of money off of these people. Most people, we get the vast majority of stuff that's pledged to us on Patreon. Okay, anyone who uses Patreon. So that's a good thing. And I do want to say thank you to those who are ongoing pledgees and even new pledgees. A lot of people became new pledgees recently. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's really helping me out. I have some good news regarding the
I hate it.
We'll see. I don't want to announce anything until I'm absolutely sure.
Fuck your plugs.
So that being said, sorry, I keep getting distracted by this phone because I keep getting. He's vibrating and then it's nothing important. Sorry. That being said, Patreon, I understand some people might not really care about, because maybe you don't care about the person.
Maybe I don't want to give you money.
A verbal thank you and ask the king, and you don't really care about being able to vote on events and stuff. Maybe you're someone who attends my live streams all the time, and that's how you really want to get the benefit, all right? So if you attend my live streams on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/DarkSidePhil, there's 2 ways you can help me there. You can become a subscriber to the channel.
Me, you fuck.
Which is $5 a month, flat rate of $5 a month US, so I'm not sure what that translates to, international currency, but it's $5 US. And what you get for that is that you get a special badge next to your name that shows that you're a subscriber of mine, and that badge will actually change the longer that you
badge of shame.
So if you're like a 3-month subscriber, it'll change colors to a nicer version of the badge.
The shitty crown.
And so on and so forth. I think it's like 3 months, 6 months, a year, and 2 years of the way it changes. But you also get emotes. Right?
8 shitty emotes
that you can use in my stream chat and outside. If you're a sub of mine, you can use them in anyone's stream chat. Nothing I could do. Okay, dude, and then all the various versions of my face and stuff, that kind of stuff. And when I run ads, you don't see
our
them.
emotes are better.
You don't ever have to see an ad on any of my streams. It's ad free if you're a subscriber.
We actually have all 8 of his emotes as one single emote.
Being honest here, Twitch takes half of that.
Got to the point where they directly stole one of ours.
Patreon takes like 10%.
Or you can go to Freedom Chat, and everything will be free.
So I like it, and the subs allow me to do a lot of things, like get better emotes, but at the same time, it's probably the least of all the ways that you could support me. It's probably the worst, because Twitch
I don't get much money.
So if you're on Twitch and you want to support me in the best way, the way you can do it is through bit cheering. What this is during the course of a stream, you like what you're seeing, something fun happens, you can do what's called a bit cheer.
Fuck your Brits and fuck your sub. Oh my god.
It basically gives me credits, okay? Now, bits...
Triggered.
Each bit is worth a penny, supposedly. So if you do, 100-bit cheer, Phil did a great thing, or you leave a funny message or whatever, I basically get $1. Now, I get 100% of that, all right? Twitch takes no cut of that whatsoever. So literally, out of all the ways that you could contribute, actually, cheering on Twitch is the best one, because I get 100%, but you have to purchase the bits. And when you purchase the bits, Twitch takes a cut of that, okay? So I don't know exactly how much. This is hypothetical. I have no idea. Maybe to purchase 1,000 bits, it costs $12. So basically, you're paying a $2 premium to get $10 worth of bits to cheer out to people, okay? I don't know if that's true.
Oh my god, who gives a fuck?
I've never purchased them, but that's an example.
Worst question ever.
So, Patreon, if you're not interested in the live streams, Patreon is the way to go if you want to.
I don't like to plug on stream.
If you are interested in the live streams, either subbing or bits, but honestly, bits.
I don't give a fuck.
Subbing would help you
move on.
More things for it, okay? The one thing I do not do, and I've said it a million times, I'm going to say it one more time since people.
Next question, please.
Just flat out PayPal donations.
PayPal? Stop talking about PayPal. We get it.
Outright PayPal donations, and I'm not going to.
It's like a fucking echo chamber.
I have a real accountant. In fact, I have an accountant that's probably better than 99% of the accountants that YouTubers have, because guess what?
He just says something, it just bounces right off the wall.
Dean,
bits.
Of a university department of accounting.
This
is accounting on a side as a side job, as like a little bit of side income.
PayPal.
His main income is teaching, but he still has time to do some accounting. I sought this guy out when I started on YouTube because I wanted to be sure
Don't fall asleep.
In the industry of online commerce that I was doing it right. And this guy has found me tons of tax breaks and things over the years. He's great. I don't have a single complaint about this guy. He's great. But what he advised me right at the beginning, he says, whatever you do, don't just have people give you money. Because as soon as you have people just handing you money and you don't have any kind of tax trace for it, meaning it comes through like Patreon or Twitch, a corporation, that's when you get into a huge problem with the IRS, right? If the IRS sees that I have just miscellaneous income coming in and there's no traceability of it coming in from a corporation...
Do a sexy voice.
That's really bad, because now you get into gray area.
Gee, I wonder what voice you want to use.
Or is this considered business income?
There you go.
It's a mess. And the bottom line is, it would just be a real big mess if I had a personal PayPal. Just throw me money via PayPal, and all of a sudden I'm getting thousands of dollars a year. It could lead to a big problem. Let me give you an example. just being a couple $1,000s off with the IRS could lead to tens of thousands of dollars in tax fees and fines and things. Let's say 3 or 4 years ago, I had accepted $8,000 via PayPal for people just tossing me money. And I didn't pay taxes on it properly. I could end up owing tens of thousands of dollars to the federal government. Not good. And it could ruin me.
Who cares?
Permanently for life.
No one cares. Also, Jackie's gonna die, dude.
Not good. And there were people that would come to me and said, but Phil, so-and-so streamer has a PayPal link open and people throw them all this money all the time. I don't understand why you can't do it. Listen, I'm not them. I don't know what accountant they have. I don't know what their deal is. Okay? The only hypothetical that I can even think of from a financial perspective, maybe
I hate
set
it.
up a separate
I hate
business
this.
bank account, and they set up a separate business PayPal account, and it's only for business, and it's set up properly like that financially.
How to put everyone to sleep.
And you know what I mean?
Talk about
And
fucking
so they can do it a
taxes and
different
money.
way. All I know is I was told by my accountant, don't do it with a personal PayPal, and I really honestly
I don't give a
have money to be setting up a
fuck.
personal
Move
business account.
on.
They have this. You must have like $500 to $1,000 in the account at all times, and you get fees and stuff associated with the account. I can't do that. It's ridiculous. So for me, for all intents and purposes, Patreon. If you don't care about live streams, Patreon is the best way to contribute. There's the link right there. If you care about live streams and you want a little bit more in regards to live streams, subbing will get you more, bits gives me more, but either one is appreciated. And by the way, for Patreon, all right, you get text thank yous in my weekend preview videos and verbal thank yous in my Ask the King videos, which I'm going to do in this series of videos
Holy
today.
fucking padding.
Which you get on-the-fly thank yous during my breaks. I either during
Padding is just a natural thing to him now.
Stream, I'll say thank you to those who cheered or subbed. So no matter how you contribute, you get a thank you.
Smart.
There you go. Now on to part 2 of Planet Jeff's question. I just went to look you up on Twitch, and I noticed that it mentioned subscriptions are free if you have an Amazon Prime account.
My
This made me
God.
wonder with the YouTube Red program and with Amazon Prime on Twitch now, do you get anything if people subscribe in this manner? I'd hope so, and not that Google and Amazon...
You can't see it, but I'm actually face palming right now.
Well, this is a good question because it's different, all right? YouTube Red, for those who don't know, is a
I'm like that
premium
one.
program on
I'm like
YouTube
that
by
one
which you pay a
statue.
monthly subscription fee. When you pay that fee, you see no advertisements whatsoever.
Yeah,
on
you
YouTube,
could, Uncle Death.
and you get some premium access.
But
to some
that would make too much
shows,
sense.
Which I've heard honestly. Are
Phil and
bad.
Logic
It's
do
pretty
not
funny
go
when a guy
together.
Subscribe to YouTube Red, and he goes, "Phil, look at all this amazing premium content I get this week."
Those are
Can
two
you show me,
opposites
what
that
the
don't
new show-
attract
what was
at
it, like a
all.
Makeup tutorial. Wow, I'm sure he cares about that. He's a gamer. He gets a makeup. One was like, I guess some kind
I
of
hate
highly
it.
edited show that he just didn't enjoy. It was like 5 videos on YouTube Red. And it was all.
Yo, I'm back.
Like, why would I care?
Yo,
about
Theo.
this? Pretty silly.
Theo.
So the major
And
benefit for
surprise.
YouTube Red, no ads on YouTube.
Surprise.
All right. Now here's
Jackie's
the truth.
dead, by the way.
Is you still watch someone's
Oh,
video
Jackie
who
died?
has enabled on their video?
Yeah.
They still get paid.
Worst
And I know
question
exactly
ever.
how to break down
He keeps
that.
talking about his fucking taxes
I put out a
and
video.
shit. We've already heard in this fucking
All right.
feedback about.
We're still on part
How much revenue
1?
I made
Yeah.
on ad revenue.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. I left for
Revenue
like...
I made. And I'll
Wow,
give you an example.
okay.
Just
And he
recently
brought
put up a
PayPal
video
for the millionth fucking
that made me, I
time.
think it was around $35 to $40 of profit with
So
ads.
I basically missed
But it
nothing.
made me
Yeah.
$5
Nothing.
of profit with YouTube Red. So just think about that.
Great.
Okay, $35-$40. Okay, $5. So maybe a 1/7 to 1/8 of what you make via ads. You're gonna make
Talking
via
about
YouTube Red.
ads.
That's actually not bad. And the good news is, yeah, you still make out. So if anyone is a subscriber of YouTube Red, that's fine. If you wanted to do YouTube Red and watch my videos, apparently I still get credit for it. So go right ahead, okay? Now with the
No
Amazon
shit.
Prime program with Twitch, the way it works is if you are a subscriber of Amazon Prime, it's a yearly subscription, and it really has nothing
my
to do
God.
with Twitch. The yearly subscription to Amazon Prime, number one, it's a flat fee you pay once a year, and you get free 2-day shipping on anything from Amazon that's covered. And most stuff
DSP, the
that
Red,
usually
the
is
YouTube
covered,
Red series.
okay? Number two, you get free access to Amazon Prime.
Don't give him
on-demand
any
video,
ideas.
which provides you with thousands of free.
I can finally do Project
shows,
7,
movies,
dude.
entertainment in this app, and I actually have the app on my Blu-ray.
Project
player.
7,
Vienna
a
and I
YouTube
watched
Red
a lot of it.
exclusive.
So much stuff
Yeah,
on
all by himself. That
for
shit would
free
flop
during
so
the year.
hard.
it moreover by probably 40, 50 times pays for the subscription that we do a year, so it makes sense to do it. But a new feature of being an Amazon Prime subscriber is that
you were a person new to YouTube and saw Phil complaining about his YouTube. Would you watch him? No, I would not. I would say, wow, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Is that basically you link it? I don't know how because I haven't done it yet. But you go to the channel and you subscribe via using your Amazon Prime subscription, and it acts just like any other subscription. Yes, I get the full credit and that subscription, but the way it does not work. I warn everyone because I learned about this. You cannot be permanently subscribed. The way it's basically it won't automatically resubscribe you to the same channel.
He explains this shit every fucking day.
You can set it up to renew every month.
This has no place in your fucking Ask the King series.
You can't do that with
he acts like everyone. He acts like everyone's stupid and brain dead.
And you actively have to go.
Did Phil even start the Injustice 2 stream?
Subscription, okay.
He's starting it in like.
Just to warn everyone,
17 minutes from now.
A lot of people.
Oh.
They used Amazon
what? He got a code?
Yeah, his fan gave it to him.
Twitch,
oh wow! Big surprise there.
He's doing an emergency stream.
I didn't realize that was going to happen. Now a lot of those people have come back.
Because fucking Richard can't like keep his codes to himself. He has to share them.
That's the main difference.
And then Phil gets to keep his codes and never share them.
Using Amazon Prime.
Wait, if he's one of us is restreaming that, right?
Whoever is the content creator gets the credit for.
We would. Well, here it supports Twitch, so we can put his stream here.
Yeah, but let's
because
do
that's
that.
now even more ways.
But it's really up to Jack if he wants to watch that shit.
It's time for a break. I'm going to take a break here. Split the video.
He's going to stream in like 17 minutes.
Be doing Injustice 2.
All right.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. Part 2 coming right up. And by the way, we got tons more questions.
It doesn't matter to me.
So
either one.
Don't worry. Lots more Ask the King.
I'd rather watch that.
So far, this is just pretty much the same fucking shit as that fucking eBay
and he's
vlog. So.
Wait, he has his schedule for. Says he's playing Yakuza 0 tomorrow, but that was before he got the code apparently.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's doing that.
He said he's gonna play Injustice 2 tomorrow. So.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God, something different. Hopefully, Salt. Hopefully, Salt tonight because it's only online.
Oh no.
Oh, it's gonna be. There's always salt coming from the sky.
Motherfucker.
Never gets old, dude.
More Ed Boon and
Hold on.
NetherRealm batching for netcode. That shitty netcode, dude.
This is the correct screen.
Editing! Editing!
Wow. All right, welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of
Editing.
Ask for February 2nd, 2017. If you did not
Okay, so Uncle Death asks, so what will Phil do? Kill himself, get a job, sell Yana? And will you fucking play Dragon Age? He's gonna do all of the above.
All right, first question of part 2 from Stormforced Gamer. He says, Phil, I'm learning to drive.
Sorry for that interruption.
Oh no. Here we go.
Or driving in general. Maybe you could talk about your story of when you learned how to drive. FYI, I live in Europe.
Oh my God, who wants to hear this?
My driving teacher was bullshit. I knew how to drive immediately.
Would be great. Well, first of all,
make sure you wear glasses before driving.
Are automatic. So
I should know because I don't wear my glasses at all.
Driving manual or automatic, nothing. I've never driven a manual car before. Okay.
Oh, manual's fun. I like manual.
2 pieces of advice I guess I could try to give you. The first is, when you're driving, it's basically 2 things at once, all right? It's number 1, paying attention.
I'm pretty sure it's more than 2.
Making sure you're observing the rules.
Yeah,
of the road,
it's a ton of things.
Turn signals, stopping at the right time, being observant of everything around you.
That's more than 2 already.
Stop signs, stopping for stop signs. God forbid, don't drive into a stop sign. Stopping at stop signs, traffic signals, etc. All that stuff going on. That's one half of it. The other half of it.
Wow, this is basic fucking advice.
And paying attention to all
quality advice from Phil Burnell, future driving instructor.
When I say it because it really does.
Former McDonald's employee.
Not only you have to keep your shit together, but now you have to worry about what every other asshole is doing on the road, because you can't control what they're doing. And at least here in the United States, I have absolutely no idea what it's
fucking
like
bullshit.
over there. Whoops, in Europe at all. But in the United States, and this is crazy, you may not believe this.
I agree with Baker World Order. I do want to see more Deathstroke stuff, but I think they have Deadshot now instead of Deathstroke.
But apparently Deadshot's pretty good too, so he might produce the same results or at least something remotely similar.
Oh, definitely.
From what I've seen, Deadshot looks pretty similar to Deathstroke.
Yeah, I think that's probably what happened. removed Deathstroke for that.
Renew it.
Yeah.
The only exceptions are if
Unless you have both. I guess they could have both.
And before DSP gets salty at Deadshot and calls him Dick Shot.
2, if you get pulled over for drunk driving or something like that.
Or I was gonna say Deathstroke, like just like out of stuff, like Deathstroke, fuck your. Oh, where's the Fanta at?
The bottom line is there's no real test to see if you're still up.
Don't forget the Doritos, dude.
Driving and obeying all the laws of the road. So if you never get into a car accident,
obey the laws of the road. Good advice,
you
though.
could potentially be the most hazardous driver on the planet, and you'll never get in trouble for it. And you could have everyone else saying, "Oh,
wrong,
never get it.
Wrong."
It's pretty crazy because this is a major problem, honestly, in my opinion. Elderly people in the United States, a lot of the times, I understand people are getting older; they still want to feel like they're independent, and maybe they don't have anyone to drive around for them. But
that's not the fuck. No, that's fucking cliched. So fucking corny. Oh, old people drive because they want to feel independent. They drive because they have no choice.
Who cannot fucking see properly drives at me or comes out of the lane, cuts me off,
about fucking vision, dude. You can't see.
And I almost shit myself every time. If I wasn't super observant, I would have crashed, or they would have hit me if I didn't get out of their way.
Like, dude, my grandma is going to be 87, and whenever I'm not here and she has to drive, she has absolutely no problems.
Retest, right? But there's not. Doesn't exist
come on.
in the United States.
There is a retest.
You get into a car accident.
Yeah, there is a retest.
Yeah,
not only
you have to be observant of what you're doing, you have to try to be observant of everyone else on the road around you. But I will say this:
like the only, like my mom went back to Greece, went to Greece to renew her driver's license there, and they have some like fucking shitty way to retest that was like fucking pointless. So she had to get.
Oh God, he's coming up fast.
It was like, oh, I was like, it sounds like more like a money scheme, if anything. It's like you gotta pay this, you gotta pay that, you gotta pay everything.
Makes you legally responsible for the accident because you're the one who went out of the way of the legal bounds of where you were supposed to be. So, what I try to do when I drive, I pay attention to my right, my left, and what's all directly in front of me. I can't worry about people behind me.
You mean what you're supposed to do?
Ass, riding my tail.
You mean what you're always told to do?
I just ignore it. There's nothing I can do about it, right?
No, now, of course,
the one that you observe of is ambulances and stuff like that. You have to have
that's why you have a rear view mirror and side mirrors.
Yeah, well, you slam on your brake, guess what's going to happen, Phil?
So fucking loud.
Especially if there's a guy who's driving right on your ass.
Fire engine or whatever it would be, your own paramedics, whatever they're called.
Oh, that's bullshit. You can hear that shit through your fucking radio.
The music's so goddamn
and you can
loud.
see the lights, too.
Focused on what you're doing.
And when they drive the ambulance, they also have to be careful of the traffic anyway. They're not just like, okay, fuck cars, all this fucking speed. Fuck it.
I've been able now to drive since I was 16 when I got my driver's license till now. So almost 20 years of driving. I don't usually have to back into much at all. I know a lot of people like, I got to back into that space. I got to back over here. For the most part, when I'm in like a mall parking lot or a shopping center or a supermarket or whatever, I just pull in.
Like you go to malls and supermarkets.
Pull in.
He does, dude. He goes there every once a week with his girlfriend, Leanna.
Like they're supposed to. Which can make it almost impossible to judge how much distance do I have on each side if you're backing in. If you're pulling in, it's a lot easier. Backing in makes it way harder. So for me, I usually go back in I'll avoid it. I'll pull in straight.
Fucking praise the Lord.
Because if you're out and you're grocery shopping or whatever, the trunk.
This is a waste of a question.
Get to your car rather than the trunk.
It really is.
Space, I got to wedge through the sides.
Why would you even ask this?
Over there.
Every question that's the thing is a waste of a question.
One of the things a lot of people complain about is
every single one. There's not been one question that was like, wow, great.
I never really did it.
It's not as bad as the previous one, but holy shit.
Previous one was really bad.
Hot sauce 1, 2, 3. Let's get right into them. Number 1. I remember when you started on YouTube in 2008, you were using a camera. Then in 2012, you switched to direct capture. That's actually not true. It was actually early 2013.
Wow.
To direct capture and streaming on Twitch TV.
Well, fuck him for messing that up.
Ever thought about switching back to your old camera? I mean,
why?
Let's just think about this realistically. The reason that I used the old camera was the Wild West.
What kind of question is this?
Prominent at all.
Wait, is this still Patreon questions?
No, this is walkthroughs, which were much different than
okay, all right.
Play.
Let's say someone paid for this. Fuck.
I didn't have the equipment to do direct capture. I didn't even have a widescreen camera.
Explains why these
questions. Small 4:3 aspect ratio camera that I had to go crooked on my TV to even fit the whole TV in the shot. Yeah, it was popular for like a year until I bought a better camera that was widescreen, but I was popular because it was the Wild West. Today, if I were
that explains why he always filmed his. He originally filmed his TV at an angle.
Why is the color off? Why is this happening? Why does the audio sound like that? People are used to direct capture now. That's what they've been desensitized. That's what they need. If they don't see that, it's
desensitized.
What?
To better quality video.
Now,
to actual professionalism.
As a special event. Maybe
They're all fucking dumbed down for fucking direct capture. That's just bullshit.
Holy shit, there were people using direct capture in 2007.
Number two, the old cameras,
like 2006. Come on now.
Like one of the main reasons I stopped using the camera is because it was starting to break. As I was filming with it, it would turn itself off. The battery.
The only funny part about the only part that was funny about the camera phone was when the screen would shake whenever he'd slam a controller.
The camera would run.
Or like you see his finger.
He shows
he shoves the controller in front of him.
Digital cameras aren't meant to be.
Look, I'm pressing jump.
And you can't see it because all the lights are off.
Or anything. So yeah, anything from 2008 to 2012 was this.
Fucking.
I keep the lights up. I save money on my electric bill.
And the bottom line is, I don't even know if it would work. Even if I want, let's do a special throwback.
I'm not some geek who sits in front of a computer monitor. Okay.
Only when they do the Twitch and chill.
I don't know if it would work anymore, so that's why I don't use the camera. And the bottom line is, everyone wants direct capture. Everyone wants live streaming.
Everyone wants it.
Camera anymore.
Everyone.
All right. Second question. Back in 2010,
I don't know why, dude.
You lost a lot of weight after you lost your job. What did you do to lose weight? How did you do it?
He didn't lose weight. Shut the fuck up.
He gained weight. He has fucking tits.
He couldn't afford to eat as much food as he used to.
Right.
Take a sip.
I don't necessarily think it was a secret per se. I was really overweight for multiple reasons. Number one, because I ate.
I was stressed.
I ate the wrong foods in excess, and I had no limitations on my body.
And he still does.
So, let me give you an example. When
that
I
hasn't
did that
changed.
Job, and I know this is going to be
probably
gross
never will.
For a lot of people. I think it's gross today, but here's a perspective. One of my typical days. In the morning, I would have one of those refrigerated breakfast sandwiches you just toss in the microwave, sausage, egg, and cheese or something like that. Terrible for you, high in fat. That would be my breakfast. That and orange juice. I would go to work and have a cup of coffee. Okay.
Why not make fucking cereal?
Cup of coffee, and every cup of coffee, by the way, has sugar and everything.
Because that makes too much sense, dude. That's too quick.
I want to go get fast food.
And you don't need to put sugar in coffee.
A big deli sandwich from the local deli, giant amounts of meat and cheese and all this stuff.
You'd have some fucking Pop-Tarts or something.
Okay. Dinner time.
Yeah.
Well, again, either fast food.
I have cereal or pancakes.
There were some meals that I would make in my microwave.
Yeah, pancakes are always good too.
Make burgers and stuff like that at home. Bad for you. So it was bad food, bad food, bad food. Oh yeah, by the way, I would also drink a lot.
Oh my god, this fucking guy.
I'd be drinking beers, or I'd be drinking
this fucking guy.
You still drink, buddy. You're not fooling anyone with that. I don't drink as much.
My life was
look at your fucking tweets.
Excess bad foods. Okay.
Yeah, but you can tell when he hits the gym.
I changed my lifestyle.
I'm not like other YouTubers. I don't put on a mask.
When I eat, it's gonna.
He says something in the chat.
And it's going to try to
well, surprising. I thought people would be interested.
Turkey burger.
Oh, the views might be low.
Uh-oh.
And not a fried chicken.
Now he needs an emergency vlog for it now, I guess.
Something like that. That was what my diet drastically
bugged view mechanics.
So I was eating half as much. I was eating better. And because of that, I dropped all that weight immediately because that was all excess weight from me being such a nasty lifestyle kind of person for so long. And it just kind of dropped right off my body. Didn't need exercise, didn't need anything. Okay.
Why use nasty? He's trying to sound edgy.
But I'm nasty.
Not everyone's in that situation. A lot of people who are overweight are
so
not
nasty,
in that situation. Dude. It's not because you're constantly overeating.
Give me those views.
Coffee. That's the other thing. I completely stopped drinking coffee whatsoever. For a lot of people, it's because of
yeah, he just drinks energy drinks now. That's much better.
It's because of a lot of issues, and a lot of people who are
Genetics. Fuck that
to
excuse.
think of themselves self-consciously.
Oh,
right?
my genetics make me fat.
Or whatever.
Okay.
A lot of people I know heard my story.
I blame my mom.
Back then, and they saw the dramatic
Dude, it's
change.
called
I used to-
eating healthy and working
Look at
out.
my early videos. The vlogs and
Exercise.
stuff I used to do. My face was more swollen. My body. I wouldn't be able to wear a t-shirt like this.
Your
My
face
body
is
was
more swollen now. Your face looks like a
Everything
fucking
extra
butt
large
is
or
starting
bigger
to
back then.
form.
This is a large space.
Like the size of the
Actually,
cheeks.
wrinkles on
Just-
me.
oh man.
His fucking chin.
Don't really
Yeah.
fully out anymore.
You don't even see his neck. He does.
Yeah,
It is a
Yeah.
floating
way
face
different
of
life
fat.
back then. But not everyone.
And his fucking almost like sausage
Not everyone's
fingers.
going to be able to just lose all that weight. There were people
Like
who
whenever
were
you
contacting me, "Phil, what
see
do
his
you
hands
think?"
up
And I was trying
close.
to help them. I tried it all. It didn't work.
Fucking
Like, what can I
sausages.
tell you? It's
He
not-
has no
it's not
neck,
the
it's
same
just
for
a-
everyone. For me, the reason I was fat.
It's
is because
just like
of
his
active
head
bad
and then
lifestyle.
his fucking
For a lot of
everything
people, that's
else.
not why people are overweight. So don't think that just because of my situation at work, it's going to work for
There was like
everyone.
one
Most
point in my life
people
where I
have
almost looked
a
like
healthy
Phil's
diet
fucking head, and I was
and
like,
a healthy
no,
lifestyle
I'm going straight to the gym. Fuck this.
of exercise and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It just so happened I was able to lose all that weight without of it. I was
I actually kind of like
Okay.
a distinct chin.
The third question.
I have a
I remember
distinct
when you were
chin, you
living in your old
know.
apartment, you mentioned that you bought the DDP yoga system, but you didn't have room to use it. You
Distinct.
tried, and you didn't have any room to do
Noticeable
it. Now you have
chin.
more space. Have you ever used it?
I like
Here's
no
the
neck
thing.
fat either. It's
When
kind
I
of
moved
weird.
across the country from Connecticut, that cramped, shitty condo that didn't even have enough space for me to really even do myself and my own business stuff. When I moved here, this place is so much
Business
better.
stuff.
Space to stretch out, to relax. There's no when we carry in the groceries here, right? I'm not going from a parking lot that's on the other
That's
side
a workout.
of covered fucking walkways and going up staircases with all these groceries to bring them into my house. Here I drive the car right into the garage, close the garage, walk right into the kitchen with the groceries. So the thing
You mean
was-
like everybody
Wow,
else?
that's how a garage works?
I don't really do anymore. I don't drive long distances.
My back.
I don't carry heavy things for extended lengths of time. And my lifestyle
back.
adjustments out here
But
allowed me
what about that precious Seattle air that
to
cured
basically
your
live a
back?
lifestyle where there's no strain on my back. So honestly, my back is almost better. Like, yeah, every once in a while,
Almost better.
I thought it was fully
Seattle
better.
air.
a day or numbness for a day. Or, oh man, I had to really do a lot of physical work today and now I feel real tired. My back is sore. Yeah, that still happens, but not to the extent, like, it was so bad when I was in Connecticut that I had numbness all day, every day. Like, I couldn't feel my leg. Pain,
I'm on my
shooting
leg.
pain constantly. Okay. And that's why I had a back stretcher. I would lay down, it would stretch me physically out to try to relieve the pressure on this herniated disc.
Oh, I remember that.
And DDP yoga, that was the point. I was going to try to strengthen all my core muscles so that the pain would go away. I don't have the pain anymore. So no, since I moved out here, I've not done
Well,
DDP
fucking
yoga. Even though
monster,
now I
what do you
kinda have the
mean?
room for it in the living room, whatever area where I could do it. I don't really have a reason to do it. I had no problems with my back whatsoever, so I haven't tried it. If I ever did, like, oh, God forbid, please, knock on wood. If I were to fall and hurt myself or something like that, I still have it, so I would be able to try it out. So it is still there, but no, I have not had any reason or opportunity to really mess with that. Okay.
Okay.
Next question is
Fucking
from
doctors.
Redemption Gaming. He says, Phil, I am a viewer of yours from the greater part of 3 years now. I stumbled upon your
When's the
gaming
next
videos
redemption
on
run?
Truth, where you use the model maximum
Never.
truth and minimum bullshit
I
when
hope.
it comes to the latest
Hopefully never.
releases. Now that I'm starting to do my own,
Yeah, I like his old
redemption
Hateful
reviews,
Truth.
I try
Those
to
are actually
follow
like
the same
entertaining.
Motto, and as I watch your reviews, you also usually end up bashing the F.
Now it's just
gaming
robot
media,
side
which
Phil
actually
talking.
leaves me very joyed.
Yeah.
As a question for Ask the King, how can I review games and put it to scale? What's a good way to, I guess, put games in a rating scale?
Oh yeah, great guy to get reviewing advice from.
And we were just talking about
kind of
this.
the big thing. That is the big question for people who review games. That everyone disagrees on this. There's no real consensus. Some people say you shouldn't use a scale at
now
all.
what?
It's not fair. You should just say, buy the game, play the game once, or never play it. Okay? Some people agree that that's good enough. Other people say, well, you should
That's
have a
pretty
rating
good.
scale, but it should be based objectively only on certain criteria, whether they're actually present in the game or not. So you actually have a checklist. Does it have this amount of gameplay? Yes or no? Does it have this many
What?
characters? Yes or no? Does it have graphics that live up to the standard? Yes or
What?
no? And just based off of that,
What the
you give it a
fuck?
number score.
Oh, it doesn't have
Some
10
people
characters? Okay,
think
this
that it
game
should
is
be
fucking
objective,
shit.
that
It
there
needs
is no
10
criteria.
perfectly.
You could give a game any score you want for whatever reason whatsoever, and therefore game reviews are completely infallible, and no matter what anyone says in a game review, it's okay because it's just an opinion. That, I think, is the biggest fucking load of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. You know what that tells me? Oh, we're journalists, but we're never going to be held to any kind of accountability for anything we say, and that way we have job security for life. Fuck that. That just means you could be a hack.
Fuck that.
What?
On the planet, but it's an opinion.
Oh my god, this fucking guy.
Fuck that bullshit. That's
Jesus.
terrible.
Yeah, they have opinions? That's terrible.
Kind of criteria when you're reading the game, okay? For me,
hate doing that.
Yeah, they gotta share my opinion when they rate a game, fucker.
Rating system. The first thing I like to
Boogie
do
is healthier than Phil.
is to put myself into context as someone who maybe
Well, at least Boogie has a reason.
The context of a game and maybe is the fan of a series versus someone who's not. So, for example, someone who's a huge fan of Street
He doesn't have
Fighter
gout, doesn't get sick like him
Street
either.
Fighter
Yeah,
since
he
day
doesn't.
one and plays Street Fighter competitively. May
Oh,
think
here we go.
the
Street
thing
Fighter
about
Assault.
Street Fighter 5, while someone who is not a competitive player of Street Fighter, who doesn't care about the competitive scene, who is not a hardcore fan, but maybe casually plays fighting games, they may think something completely different about Street Fighter 5. And what I want to do, I always strive to put myself into those situations and explain that in my review. Sometimes I even give 2 review scores so you understand.
What?
Now,
One time. He did that one time.
that. For example, if
Super
the
Mario
very
Maker.
first Persona game
That was it.
would be Persona 5, I can't say, well, as a huge fan of the Persona series, I rate it.
And why did he give 2 review scores?
Can't do that. So you
One
can't
was for
always do
fans,
that,
and the
but I
other
like
one was
when I
for
can't
people
do
who
that.
weren't fans.
Being that now I've been an 8-year YouTuber,
Why?
and I'm now entering year 9
Because
as
he's
a
fucking-
YouTuber,
That's so stupid.
it allows me to say, wow, I have so much
Yeah.
experience under my
Well,
belt
it's his fucking
that I can make these kind of-
shitty ass
as knowing where the
review
franchise has
system.
been versus being an outsider
Yep.
to the franchise, I can kind of do those dual reviews all the time. All right. That's one factor when it comes into giving a numbered review. I have to understand your perspective, all right? Just because someone gives a game a high score doesn't mean the game is good for everyone. Maybe from their perspective as a fan of that series, it's a great game. all
Rip
right? That's
Jackie.
one criteria when it comes to score. Number 2,
poor
there
Jackie.
are objective things that I look for. How many
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
hours of gameplay is a game going to be? How many quality hours of gameplay are there? Because even though a game may be 30 hours long,
Well, can we add
25
videos
hours
to
of
this, or is it
boring,
like...
grinding
I think you
content
can.
just for the sake of saying the game is longer and only 5 hours of the game are meaningful.
It's funny how it
then
says
the
I
25
added
hours
this
are basically
part when
worthless,
I
and you need to
didn't.
actually factor that into your score.
Wow,
It
dude.
said that I added
Oh, yeah,
as well at one
Story.
point. It's like, oh.
There's like
Quality of audio,
a search
quality of
bar
stuff, you know
or
what I mean?
something.
Gameplay. All that
Like,
stuff
you might
is
just go down for it.
factored into my score. But there's always going to be subjective.
Well, it
right?
says he's
Do you like
offline,
the story or
so...
not? Is this the kind of game that has enough gameplay
Shall
for
add,
personal tastes? And that's where the subjective.
I will add the
I
stream.
strive to hold myself to a standard where
okay,
there's
because
a
I had it-
combination of objective standards
You do it.
and subjective standards.
I'll let you do
while
it.
Also factoring in what perspective I'm coming from when I review the game.
I hope they had
Last but not
Huntress
least, one of the
in
things almost
Injustice
no
2.
game reviewer does. All right, including game.
They're probably gonna have like the
editors.
fucking shitty ass
You're an
design
editor
for
for
it
a
though.
gaming news
I
media
don't know
outlet.
if that
It's their
worked.
actual fucking.
It
It's in
didn't
their
seem
job
like
description
it.
to do this, and they don't do it properly.
Oh, whoops. I just
What
took the
you should
tab.
do, if you're a
Wow,
game
dude.
reviewer, is score games compared to everything else that you've played recently. Okay? So, for example, I'll give you a perfect example here. All right? Years and years ago,
Perfect example.
I rated Call of
Oh, it's
Duty
only
Modern
if-
Warfare 2 as my
Oh,
best
okay,
game
I
of
see
that
what's
year.
going on
That
here.
was so long ago, right? A million years ago.
This thing doesn't
Today we
support
scoff
like
at Call of
Twitch
Duty. It's
streams.
garbage, it's
It
overrated
supports
crap.
some like
Back then,
Twitch
Modern Warfare 2
recordings.
gave it
Ah.
and
Yeah.
and
I
fun
see.
and gripping single player.
So then we might have to
online gameplay,
start to stream ourselves.
online gameplay modes,
Yeah.
amazing
Oh,
groundbreaking
Jackie's
graphics,
here.
great controls,
Oh.
great audio, everything. It was on another level. Now there were other games at the time that were also great, but for me, for the games that I had played that year, that was the best game I
Streams
felt
up.
of all the ones that I had played. It was the best one. And I
Oh,
played
streams
it
up.
as such, okay? I took a lot of shit for that.
This is like one for
What I
me still
realized
though.
is that for me, for the games that I had played, I felt that was the best one. Did I give it 10 out of 10 in my rating score? No, but I gave it a pretty high score. If I remember correctly, I think I gave it like a 9.
Oh, now it's
9 or
live.
something like that. Because I really did feel that it was the best out of everything that I compared it to that I'd played recently. Today, would I say Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a 9 out of 10 and one of the best overall first-person shooters ever? No. You want to know why I would say that? Because I've played other ones. I've played 5, 6, 7 more years of shooters that have advanced everything. So over time, a score that you give in a review could change or could degrade based